Hello,
Hi, I'm Andrea,
and I'm Jasmine,
and we're Natural You Yarns.
and this Wednesday commences the second week of our fall floral knit-along.
Yes, I hope everybody's enjoying it.
And if you haven't started yet, it's not too late to cast on.
We have 4 weeks. It's fine.
Plenty of time. And to complete both the late bloomer mittens and our suggested pattern, the floral headband, you're going to need only one skein of merino and one skein of mohair in any shade you like. I have a couple before us.
And if you have any questions, they're obviously on the website under Halo and Fingering Weight Yarns, both Echo and Gott's bases. Gott's to Have It would go nicely with any number of our mohair.
Yeah, and Gott's is a little thicker twist than the Echo, so I think it'd be easier to get gauge with it.
Oh, okay.
I think both are good. Both are the same way to yarn, but I don't know. I'm working with Gott's and I really like it. So this is Red Fox and Caramel. I think that's a nice combo.
It is. You look nice.
Thank you.
Because you're wearing the diaphanous raglan.
One of my favorite knits so far. And it is just a crop sweater, but it's so cute the way that it shapes. And
Want to stand up a bit? And the sleeves are just so girly.
Yeah. So I'll stand up just a smudge so you can see. I love to wear it with a flowery dress. And it is with merino and mohair. These are similar shades right here. Barbie World and Cha Cha Cherry, similar shades. Holding double for the bodice and the cuffs. And then the sleeve is done in just the mohair. Nice and airy and lightweight.
But warm, right?
Very warm. I'm a bit hot. But today...
That's the story of Jasmine's life.
I'm always a little bit
And I'm like, give me that sweater.
I run warm. But today it is very awful. What did you call it? The weather.
Well, they're calling for swain.
Swain, but I had never heard that before.
I made it up.
And so,
of course I made it up.
What is swain?
It's a combination of snow and rain.
Perfect weather for your for your knits, specifically your mohair and merino. I know some people don't like mohair.
I'm going to have to come up with a word.
To get the same effect as mohair, you can even go with alpaca for that halo if you're not a mohair person.
You can just use our DK and the Lush.
Yeah.
Which would eliminate needing to do anything double-stranded. It's a DK and it's fluffy, and you can just use it. Let me see your mitten.
Very, very soft and drapey. But I didn't do that.
Without any further ado,
jumping right into it.
Yes.
I am knitting the late bloomer mitts, and one of the samples, or the original knit, was with a golden color.
You have the pattern picture?
I have the pattern picture from the one I bought, but that picture is not yellow.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
It's in...
Still.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, look.
It's at the back.
All right.
I have them in order so that I can read the charts.
Right.
So, anyway, I chose to do it in this, this neutral tone because I want to make all the flowers on top of the
It's a honey
mittens.
color.
Yeah, it's honey.
Not neutral.
This is tamarack, and this is actually called honey, tamarack trail. And I love the way that it's knitting up, and I know that all my flowers on top are going to really pop against this. Pull it a little bit closer. You can see I've already started working on the baubles. And this is the part where I'm going to cut to a video of how to do the baubles. Hey guys, so I'm just going to show you how to create a bauble on your late bloomer mitten. So I'm just going to knit across to where my bauble needs to be. Okay, into the 8th stitch on this row, I need to create a knit stitch, or a knot stitch, sorry. So for the knot stitch, I'm going to knit front, keeping it loose so I have room to move around, back, front again, back again, making sure to catch both strands. The mohair needs to be in there too, and one final time in the front of the stitch. Okay, now You sit there on your needle. You can slip it off the left-hand side. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. Now, over that last stitch, the 5th one, you're going to slip in order. It's a bit tricky. There, I've got it. Slip it over that last stitch. Again with the next one. Up and over. This will be the 3rd. Up and over. And the 4th. Up and over. I kind of use my nails sometimes to hold it back. There we are. And there's your bauble. So you keep knitting as per the chart. And there you have it. One bauble. And we're back.
So aren't those baubles so simple to make? And here's a picture of the finished mittens on this particular page of the pattern. And this pattern has written instructions and a chart, right?
No, Mom, no. I went over it last time. You need to be able to read the chart. But the chart is really easy to read. Basically, everything is knitting except where there's these little black dots, and those are your baubles. On the pickup round, on the way back around the round after you do a bauble, you'll notice that there is a hole, if you just knit plain, where the bauble, all those stitches created extra slack. And so in order to hide that hole, you have to pick up with the left hand needle the left leg of the stitch from the row below. I will show you how to do that right now. The next round after making a knot stitch is just straight knitting. But when you get to the knot stitch or the bauble, you'll notice that there is a gap, a hole left in your mitten from having created that stitch. Here, I'll show you. And it's quite a large hole too. So you're going to want to fix that. Can you see that there? Quite a big hole. In order to fix that, we first tink back to the stitch before, and not this rung, which is the one we just knit, but the one below it, the stitch from the row below. Here we go. That one you want to pick up just as I have done, back to front with your left hand needle, and knit those 2 stitches together, the one that corresponds with the knot stitch and the one from the row below, just like that. Now this pulls on the surrounding stitches, but they will block out later, and in effect it seals that hole that was going to be created otherwise. I'll knit to the end of the row and I'll show you. I am using our collage DPNs rather than magic loop because I prefer it, but you could also use your circulars with a magic loop method for these mittens. Okay, spread out my work so we have a better look at it, and there you have it. See? No hole. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right, back to the podcast. Okay, and
we're back. She's so helpful, isn't she?
So it's actually shaping up really good. I expect to split for the thumb and be done my decreases hopefully by tomorrow. I want to have this mitten done and on to the next. I just haven't had a whole lot of time this week.
What do you want to tell them what you've been doing?
Yeah, so I'm sort of I don't know how to say it. Dabbling in
for now
creative writing, and I have for a long time, but recently I've started putting my work out there. And here in Pictou County there's a wonderful program called the Beta Readers offered through Trenton Library, where all the Pictou County writers get together, and basically we submit our work and then people get to read it and give feedback. But part of the big push this year was for me to submit more to journals, periodicals, and such. So this fall I've been really busy submitting to writing competitions. And the one today is the CBC short story prize for writers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the deadline is today in a few hours, and I just submitted it before we did this video, so I'm pretty excited. Yay! Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
we'll
that's why you don't get a mitten.
But let me feel it. That's so soft. And I love, it's like just a nice thickness for mittens.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that with mohair it'll be really warm.
And there is on this pattern an option for a fleece insert that you stitch on after you're completed the mitten.
You should just knit a pair of fingering weight mittens.
What do you mean?
And put them in there.
I don't know. No. What? It would be easier to do the fleece. I just think that I might not need to. I might, because I'm always warm.
Right.
And I cannot imagine I'm actually going to go play in the snow in these. These are more decorative. So
Yes.
We'll see. Sometimes the winters can be a little bit more temperate and mild here on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. And Jasmine likes to go for walks sometimes if it's not slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't decided if I'm doing the fleece insert yet. I'm leaning towards no. What do you think?
Yes, let's get some feedback on that one. What are you going to do with your mittens?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, enough is enough. What have you done?
Well, I'm not doing the actual knit along.
Well, that's not true.
But called...
You did knit this one already.
I did, yes. I knit the
Floral
sample.
Headband.
I was ahead of the game. So it felt weird to do that because I usually knit with you. But this time I wanted to see how it worked. So in order to be able to show people and give them some feedback on the fact that it's not hard to do the embroidery.
Mm-hmm.
And because the knit along is called, what's it called?
The Fall Floral
Knit Along.
Yeah.
I decided that if I was going to knit something else, it had to involve flowers. And
Wonderful.
so I found the pressed flower sock. And instead of doing it in just two colors, I used 3 different minis to make the flowers. And I divided the minis in 2 so that each of them had 13 grams because our minis are 25 grams. And I just need to do the heel on this sock. It's an afterthought heel. And I still have this much of the minis allocated to this particular sock. I still have 13 grams for each of each color for the other sock.
That kept separate from those.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to figure
More
out.
than enough.
Yeah. So what I did was, because the red only repeated twice in the pattern, I decided I'd use it for the toe. And I've got enough here. I'm going to actually do the afterthought heel.
Oh, there's no heel in there yet.
No.
Look at you fooling me.
But the reason you're fooled is because the other thing, I can't seem to follow my pattern, a pattern for my life.
She deviated from the norm.
Ooh. Surprise, in more ways than one. First the minis, second the sole. So you're supposed to do the pattern, this very top section, the 3 pink flowers, that's the cuff of the pattern. And then if you'll notice, if you look closely, the other 3, the other rows of flowers the flowers are spaced out further.
Mm-hmm.
So you do the cuff and then you do the flowers. But when you do the foot, you're supposed to continue to do all the way around, and I didn't. I thought, well, it might be funny to walk on this knitted patterned stuff.
Because it's slip stitches, right?
Right, because it's slip stitches, and I didn't want it to like hurt if you're standing for any length of time. So the to bring the yarn around the sock, I just did stripes on the sole of the foot, and it. Of course, it's tighter where there's slipped stitches than where there aren't. So without a heel, it's already shaping into it goes right up to here.
Mm.
So rather than being flat, but
so do you recommend this trick, or are you gonna?
I don't know. I don't know whether to recommend it or not because I haven't worn it. Obviously, this will just feel like a normal sock on the sole. But if you had done the slip stitches all the way around, I won't know how it feels because I didn't do it. So.
But it sure made that sock go by a little bit faster, didn't it?
Well, I don't know. It's really fast anyway because half of the stitches are slipped.
All right, I was trying to make myself feel better because I only got this far. You know what? Just for that, I'm going to wear the headband. Again. It goes nicely with what I'm wearing today.
It does actually.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea with the late bloomer mittens is to have fun with the embroidery with all of your minis and or your leftover yarns.
Now, someone did decide to join us late, and she chose Everything is Love. So, you know, that natural festival of color.
With blue, right?
Right. Actually, no, she paired it with pink
oh,
like
right.
This. So I don't have it here in front of me, but it's a lot like Late Bloomer, which I do have here, in that there's multiple different speckles of color running through it.
Except that one has blues and greens and oranges too.
Yes. So what I think she's going to do is opt to do all the flower embroidery on the mittens using the main skein.
Which is really, really
It's going to be sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay
I may need
too.
to knit these.
Yeah, you wanted to work with Everything is Love for a while now.
Yes.
So that's a great way to use up use our wonderful naturally dyed skeins that are variegated or have multiple colors.
Yeah, if you don't have the minis.
Yeah, if you don't have the minis.
And there's like Chowder and Beaver Meadow Trail and various other ones.
And Aurora Borealis is really popular. We have to keep making more of that. So lots to do. I hope that next week I have more to show you. Maybe I've already started on the embroidery of the flowers and have some tips and tricks with that as well.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait to see it.
I'm going to start posting pictures as I do more. I apologize, I got caught up. But if you have pictures you'd like to post them to your social media with the hashtag Fall Floral Knit Along or KAL, K-A-L. Tag us. And don't forget to post them in the group, the Year of Adventurous Knitting on Facebook.
Yes. And if you've got any questions or tips during the week, please put those in the group of adventure, the
Year of Adventurous Knitting.
That's the one.
That's the group.
Thank you. For now, happy knitting.
Yep. Be natural.
Be you.
Bye.
Bye.